Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, may I request at this moment that we all rise for the national anthem. The National Open University of Nigeria's anthem. May we all be seated, please. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor of the National Open University of Nigeria, Professor Olufemi Peters, and the African Center of Excellence on Technology Enhanced Learning, ACETEL, welcome you to this first ever organized orientation exercise for the first set of ACETEL postgraduate students taking place today at the headquarters of the National Open University of Nigeria. Of course, wherever you are hooking up to us, we are there live. Before we run down straight to the business of the day, it is of great importance to let you know that this orientation exercise is organized to give our students, especially our postgraduate students, a general overview of what the center is all about, where to get what, and how to go about getting what you want to, especially for our postgraduate students as they embark on this academic expedition. But before we go on with the main business of the day, permit me very expressly to recognize some very important personalities joining us here live and virtually online. It is with great sense of honor this moment that I recognize the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman Council of the National Open University of Nigeria, that distinguished Professor Peter Oke Bukola, joining us virtually. It is our joy too to welcome the Vice Chancellor, National Open University of Nigeria, Professor Olufemi Peters. Joining us virtually is the World Bank consultant, Dr. Dimitri Nukakis, ACE Impact Coordinator, Association of African Universities, also online. The ACE DEX Officer, Federal Minister of Education, Nigeria, is also online. The African Center of Excellence Coordinator at the NUC, National Universities Commission, is also online. Let me recognize the principal officers of the National Open University of Nigeria. It is with great joy that I welcome the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of academics, Professor Oji Uduma Oji. Also, the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of administration, Professor Justus Shekofun. The Registrar of the National Open University of Nigeria, Sir Felix Edoka. The Bursar, Dr. Ernest Odega. And the Librarian, Dr. Sally Adam Gambo. It is my pleasure this morning to recognize also the African Center of Excellence on Technology Enhanced Learning Center Director, Professor Grace Joktan, the Deputy Center Director of ACETEL, Dr. Vivian Nwocha. It is my pleasure to recognize all academic coordinators, ACETEL collaborating partners, other A's in the country, now and ACETEL staff, and of course our esteemed but highly recognized and appreciated first set of postgraduate students who, for their sake, we are here this morning for this special orientation. Gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, like I said earlier, it is with great sense of honor that we are gathered here to furnish our new students with what learning in an ODL setting is all about, what the African Center of Excellence on Technology Enhanced Learning is, how to get what as you proceed with your academic studies. As we intend to do just that, permit me at this very moment to invite the Center Director of the African Center of Excellence on Technology Enhanced Learning, Professor Grace Joktan, for her welcome address. Ma.
Thank you. The Chairman of Council of the National Open University of Nigeria, distinguished Professor Peter Okebukola, the Vice Chancellor of NOUN, Professor Olufemi Peters, management team of the National Open University, the Association of African University ACE Impact Coordinator, Dr. Sylvia Makandewere, and the World Bank ACE Education Group expert, Dr. Dimitris Nukakis, representative of the Federal Ministry of Education, Mr. Abubakar Isa, the ACETEL team, deans and directors, our partners, academic, industrial, and private sector institutions, both national and international, other ACE present, study center directors, ACETEL facilitators and DEX officers, esteemed ACETEL postgraduate class of 2021, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you warmly to this beautiful and historic day, the 1st of March, 2021, being the day of the first orientation ceremony of the first postgraduate students of ACETEL, whom I call the ACETEL class of 2021. With the National Open University of Nigeria being an open and distant learning institution, this ceremony is of course virtual. I want to start by saying that university education is not for everyone. Much more postgraduate education, and even much more so using the open and distant learning mode of delivery, otherwise referred to as home study, off-campus study, independent study, e-learning, and so on. Attrition or dropout is a common issue with online studies. Students' attrition rate of 10 to 20% have been reported, which is higher than the face-to-face conventional system. Most students that drop out do that for reasons such as isolation and disconnectedness due to insufficient integration into different aspects of college or university life, ineffective learner support services, poor motivation, lack of sufficient time for study, difficulties in access and use of ICT, ineffective feedback, and lack of study materials. This orientation, which is a 5-day program starting today, will end on the 5th of March, and it is to address issues such as what is special about studying at National Open University, Africa Center of Excellence for Technology Enhanced Learning. What do you stand to gain, and how do you prevent yourself from being one of the dropout candidates? Once again, welcome, ACETEL Postgraduate Class of 2021. The University Africa Center of Excellence was actually commenced in February 2018. The center is a center that is supported by the World Bank, the Association of African Universities, the National Universities Commission. Aspects of management of the center is also coordinated by the International Advisory Board as well as the sectoral board. These are institutions that advise the center and assist in ensuring that the center adhere to international best practices. The ACETEL Noun community offers a world-class intellectual experience. It also offers unparalleled access and diversity. World-class international experience in the sense that you will be having facilitators from different aspects, different areas of the world. You will also be having institutions that you will relate with within that diverse group of students. There is also the gender diversity that comes with the learning experience. In terms of international intellectual experience, you will be working with experienced faculty, which is within the university. There's also facilitators that are drawn from across the world. You will have supervisors that have experience over the years, and you also have industrial experts that will ensure that your degrees are also tuned to skill-based activities that are required in the sector. ACETEL offers opportunities to enhance your learning experience, and that includes areas like internships, learning visits, student exchange programs, attendance of conferences and workshops, both national and international, research activities, as well as scholarships. The community of global partners are also around to support your learning activities. And so at ACETEL, we are in collaboration or partnership with universities such as the Open University of UK, the University of West England, Morgan State University in the US. We also have regulatory agencies such as the South Africa Institute of Distance Education, the Commonwealth of Learning. These and other private sector institutions such as MTN, Glo, Softcom are also there. We are also in partnership with the private sector institutions such as the Nigerian Communication Commission and other universities such as the Nigerian Defense Academy, Obafemi Awolowo University, and so on and so forth. So you will be engaging both nationally and internationally with a group of stakeholders that will ensure that your learning is the best you can find anywhere. At ACETEL, we have dedicated student support that offers 24/7 response to students. And therefore, we have our phone number there placed on the screen. Our website is open. Our email is also there. So I would like to say that ACETEL is just a phone call or an email away. You can reach us at any time. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought some common with its implication in the academic sphere. And so schools were shut down, institutions were unprepared for e-learning, both in terms of infrastructure as well as capacity. There was an economic shutdown, which is still there, and this has led to higher levels of dropouts. Now, provided uninterrupted service to students even within the COVID period. And at ACETEL, students will graduate as and when due. ACETEL provides outstanding opportunities and support for professional and academic careers of its students. How do you succeed at ACETEL? What do you need to do to ensure that you do not fall within the 10 or 20% that eventually drop out of online activities? So to succeed at ACETEL, you have to fulfill the contract you have entered into with the university. You have to demonstrate rigor and integrity in what you do. You have to reach out to support services. Studying online means that you have to work with support services to ensure that you arrive at where you want to get to. You need to engage with the education experience. The experience of learning at a distance is different from the conventional face-to-face system. And some of you actually have the background of the face-to-face system. So you need to engage with the online delivery mode to be able to fully integrate this in the system. I've heard several sayings that say you go through the university without allowing the university to go through you. I think you need to engage with ACETEL online activities to be sure that you are up to date on what you do. You need to share and accept honest feedback. We need feedback from you. Being new has its own challenge. It means the terrain is not too clear. It means there are changes that could occur. And so we need you to give us your feedback so that we can continue to improve on the system and make ACETEL what you want it to be. You need to respect the time and resources that have been invested in you by being a scholar at ACETEL. And you need to participate in class activities and assignments, respect faculty and peers, and pursue excellence and respect diversity. You will rely on your legs to walk, and you will be the driver of your studies at ACETEL. You have the time, the energy, and organization to make your learning what you want it to be. And your journey begins now. I would like to end by quoting Van Gogh, who says, "I dream my painting, and then I paint my dreams." I would like to encourage you to dream, to innovate, to think beyond the boundaries, and be able to use ACETEL to reach the dream that you have painted. Once again, I welcome you to the National Open University Africa Center of Excellence on Technology Enhanced Learning. I want you to enjoy a virtual tour of now. Thank you.
Welcome to the National Open University of Nigeria, the largest open and distance citadel of learning in Nigeria. At now, we make education affordable, accessible, flexible, credible, reliable, and open to all. With over 500,000 students scattered around the nation, now is ensuring that it brings education to the doorsteps of every Nigerian through the various academic programs she runs. From the management of the university, headed by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Olufemi Peters, down to the 8 faculties in the university, alongside various centers and directorates, the state-of-the-art e-library, and the Directorate of Learning Content and Management System, now is poised to make education a lifelong learning process. The African Center of Excellence on Technology Enhanced Learning, ACETEL, is one of the various centers located in the university. A World Bank-assisted project supported by Association of African Universities and National Universities Commission, NUC, Nigeria, The center focuses on development of human capacity and research in digital solutions that will lead to the utilization of technology for education and its deployment to other sectors. The center hopes to bridge the technology gap by building capacity in information communication technologies, ICTs, cybersecurities, and digital policies to achieve high levels of digital development on the African continent. At NOUN, the ACETEL runs master's and PhD programs in cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and management information system. The current Vice Chancellor, Professor Olufemi Peters, has expressed readiness to make your stay and study in the National Open University a smooth and conducive one. Once again, welcome to the National Open University of Nigeria, NOUN.
No doubt, the portrait is becoming clearer by every single second, minute, or hour as we spend right here in this auditorium. Now, may I invite for a remark the Vice Chancellor of the National Open University of Nigeria, Professor Olufemi Peters.
I want to welcome you all to this briefing, this orientation program. In the presence of our principal officers, I welcome you all. The director of the Center of the African Center for Excellence for Technology Enhanced Learning, ACETEL, Grace Joktan, other directors that are hereby present, and our brand new students. I welcome you to National Open University of Nigeria and specifically to ACETEL. ACETEL, for your understanding, is the World Bank Assisted Center with support from our own National Universities Commission and the African Association of African Universities. During the next few months, you will be going through your studies, either for master's degree or for PhD degree. The important thing that has happened to the world now is the presence of the pandemic that has ravaged the world in all manifestations. And rising up to the challenge posed by this COVID-19 pandemic, most instructional delivery now are gearing towards the use of ICT. In addition, there is also the growing need for more high-tech programs, such as artificial intelligence, management information system, and cybersecurity. What is happening today is that the National Open University of Nigeria has once again taken up the gauntlet and meeting the needs of the society in running these type of programs. As the first batch of students who are taken in for this program, you are considered the lucky generation. And we have now rolled out on the ground for you all the facilities that will make your studies very enjoyable and interesting and self-actualizing. Although many of you will have had college or university experiences, and so studying is not new to you. However, some of you will be undertaking a course of study in this university through the open and distance learning method, which is otherwise called self-learning or self-directed or self-propelled learning, where the learning content are laid bare before you and your instructors only serve as facilitators to your acquisition of knowledge and skills. I promise you that it's going to be a period of exciting and motivating study. So I hereby invite you all to go through this orientation program that introduces you to the peculiarities of open and distance learning. Please take all attention as much as possible in whatever you are being taken through today. It will serve as a reminder to the uniqueness of the open and distance learning approach that you are going to encounter. It is a path to knowledge, and therefore I wish you a very successful path to a knowledge gain program at our university, the largest university in Nigeria and the most representative of them all. I wish you a successful program. I wish you successful orientation exercise. Thank you very much.
They are learning in an ODL setting. What does it entails to learn in an ODL institution is what we shall be furnishing you with in just a moment. Permit me to invite the African Center of Excellence on Technology Enhanced Learning Research Team Lead 1, Professor Juliet Inigbidion, to furnish us with what it takes to learn in an ODL institution.
Thank you. Please permit me to stand on the already established protocol. We want to talk about what we need to know in learning in an open and distance learning institution like ours. I do know that most of us may have finished from the face-to-face institution. Others may have had the opportunity of learning in an open and distance environment. In open and distance environment, we are saying that the learners are being separated from their lecturers physically. However, you are not separated totally when it comes to the virtual meets. So in this regard, coming to ACETEL, your learning is basically going to be through virtual. Now, what do you need to do to be able to get along in the virtual space? First and foremost, you need to know how to manage your time. Time management is very paramount when you want to learn in open and distance learning. The question is, how do I manage my time? To be able to manage your time, what you need to do is first and foremost to jot down all the activities that you need to know in a particular semester. In this wise, you need to know all the courses you're going to take and how many minutes, hours that is being allotted to each of the courses per week. And this will help you to distribute the number of hours into bits that you'll be able to study. And I know so well some of us are workers. So you're going to share the time between your place of work, your sleeping hour, your recreation hours, and your study time. So you draw up a timetable. In that timetable, you draw up a timetable, you know that, yes, it can really work for you as part-time. You could have a time in each day as small as 25 minutes per day to have your study. It is dangerous to live out a day without studying a material in open and distance learning. You know, in the face-to-face, like some of us do, you could decide not to open your book, maybe 2 days to the exam, you crash everything together. In open and distance learning, if you have to succeed very well, that wouldn't work. So share your timing, have your timetable, know what you want to do at a particular time. No time is wasted in open and distance learning. Then I could hear someone asking, does it mean I'm going to be studying all alone all the time? I have no time to discuss with my colleagues? No. There are particular times that is clearly set out for you where you can have discussion with your colleagues. Have what we call discussion forum, that you can have some chats. You have a place that is mapped out for you where you can actually meet with a social part of your learning with other colleagues. When my colleague comes in here to talk about learning environment, he's going to talk about this. So in your learning activity, as you are structuring it out, you need to map out the timing you're going to set out for all this. Time for your assignments, time for taking part in every other activities that is being brought out there. And there is one particular thing that is going to happen with our virtual learning, and that is the real time, the synchronous lecture time. You need to plan your time into the synchronous lecture time. And because what we are doing is at the international level, you know that we have different timing zone. So you need to work in your timing zone to the timing zone that is set for your virtual learning. With that, you will be able to learn and get along. The another thing you need to do is to have your laptop. You need to have your laptop, have a working internet to be able to get along. Because if you do not have a personal laptop, then you might not be able to function in every activity that will be given to you. So it is very important that you buy a laptop, get into the specification that is required, your search engine get the right specification that is required, and with this, you will be able to get along with your learning and you'll be able to succeed well. When the director was speaking a while ago, he did mention about the attrition rates that is common with learning or open and distance learning. What usually causes that attrition rate is discouragement when you are not able to get along with your learning. But when you have your laptop, you have your internet, and you are able to come online at the specific time as required, you see that you will not fall into those that will drop out. And as you are starting today, we expect that you'll be able to have a good finish, and at the end that you'll be able to get that certificate in which you have come there for. Now, the next thing that we need to know while learning at open and distance learning. In open and distance learning, you're going to be on your own most of the time studying. Now, what do you do when you are studying and you have some challenge, understanding some concepts that you need somebody to explain to you, or you want someone to speak to it? What do? There is an avenue. There is a process that has been set out in the platform where you will be able to interact with your lecturers. You'll be able to interact with your coordinators. You'll be able to interact with those that are in charge of the technical part, if you're having some technical hitches. And with this, you'll be able to get along. And at the same time, like I did mention, there is a place that will be set out for you. While you are reading, you felt, well, I don't want to disturb my lecturer. I don't want to disturb the technical one. I want to speak with my colleague. There is still a place that is set out for you where you can chat. And again, while chatting in open and distance learning, we respect one another. We don't use insultive words where you are working in an open and distance learning. Yes, it is virtual. Yes, it's virtual, but then we are equally conscious of what we say and what we do. Now, lastly, that I want to mention to you, in open and distance learning, though it is virtual, you are learning at a distance, we keep record of all your activities. So there is no way to say, well, I can just skip one activity, dodge it in between. No, it wouldn't work. Because the process that has been put in place will capture what you are doing. And when that occurs, it will affect the credit you need to earn in a particular course or in that program to proceed to the next level. So while you are studying, ensure that you follow through what you are told to do. And to be able to follow through, the first thing you need to do is to pick your handbook. Study the handbook from page to page to know what is being required of you to do, and to know where you should channel your complaints to when there is a need for you to complain. Having done that, when you now come to the specific courses, make sure you read the study guide. For every course, you have a study guide. The study guide gives you details of what is required in a particular course. So when you go through the study guide, it will take you through all the expectations that you need to do. And with that, you will know what you need to do at the time and what you need not to do, and where you need to source for support if need be. And once you do this, I assured you, you will be able to get through seamlessly without any difficulty whatsoever that you may have had that come up when you are learning through open and distance learning. Now, finally, I want to say that as you get along with your learning, I wish you a very fruitful learning process, and feel free to discuss for the rest of the days for whatever challenge you may have. There will be people on ground to answer such challenges. Whatever problem you may encounter, there are people on ground that will attend to you in the remaining days of this orientation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Juliet Inigbedion, with that wonderful presentation tagged Learning in an Open and Distance Learning Environment. But just like she captured at the tail end of our presentation, there will be an avenue later on in the course of this program for questions, observations, and most definitely answers will be supplied. In the light of presentation so far, may I at this moment also bring before us someone who will be furnishing our students with what their learning environment looks like or will be like. Now, in doing justice to that, permit me to invite ACETEL Research Team Lead 2. He is the Director of the Learning Content Management System of the National Open University of Nigeria, Dr. Adewale Adeshina. Sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. A very good morning to everyone. All protocols duly observed. My task is just to explain a little about the ACETEL learning environment. That is how the learning will take place and how we can go through the process successfully. So I start first by mentioning that, as we know, as we have heard since the orientation started, that the learning is not just face-to-face, it's not primarily face-to-face. The primary mode that learning will be delivered in the ACETEL program is via e-learning, electronically, just as we are doing now, conducted through the internet, online, with computers and other devices that help us to connect together wherever we are. So this gives us the ability, you as a student, even with the faculty as well and the ACETEL, to interact and communicate from anywhere, at any place, and at your own pace. So this gives wonderful opportunities to keep learning alive, whatever circumstance we are in. Now the learning goes with a combination of multimedia and technology to provide meaningful and active learning. You will see as you go on with the course, the program, that the courses have been designed to be interactive, energetic, dynamic, and appealing, so that you stay motivated all the way as the learning progresses. Now, it has been mentioned before, and I'll just reiterate it, there are two basic ways that the learning will be conducted. One is synchronous, that is real time, and the other is asynchronous. Just like we are in this virtual orientation ceremony, we are in a synchronous real-time mode. So our students, wherever you are, you will have sessions like this in your class, where the lecturer or the facilitator comes in synchronous real-time sessions. So you have a fixed time for this to take place. That's the synchronous bit. And then the facilitator comes in live. Although these sessions will also be made available asynchronously, they will be recorded for those that may miss it. So another important fact about this synchronous session is you will have opportunity to see other students in live sessions just like we are. And then as my colleague before mentioned, there will be time for instant messaging where we will still relate with each other wherever we are. There will be application sharing, polling, and things like that going on synchronously while the lesson is on. Then there's also the asynchronous bit, okay, which is the self-paced thing. You don't have a fixed time, fixed place, or a very rigid setting in this one. So, for instance, courses can be accessed at your own pace, although in a disciplined fashion. There will also be discussion forums, blog, webcasts. So these are resources available for our learning for us to work in a little bit more flexible approach in it. So these two modes of learning is available for us during our study here in ACETEL. So let me just quickly mention that it's not all about online learning primarily, as the director mentioned earlier in her opening remarks. ACETEL operates a kind of blended approach. So you have primarily, predominantly the e-learning bit, where you have the online facilitation, high-level demonstrations, simulations, role plays, and all that. But there is also this component that is added to bring about some form of face-to-face interaction, like the internships, the study visits, the industrial tours, the study exchanges, and even what is coming in the pipeline, the ACETEL Research Village, where students can come in and do active research within the ACETEL premises. So you have this blended approach to make sure that your learning in ACETEL is rich, and it's not just theoretical, but hands-on, skill-based, practical, reliable, and just-in-time learning to cope with our current demands in this 21st century and at this time that we are in. So the question is, as a student of ACETEL, are you ready? Are you ready? Again, through this orientation sessions, we have been intimated with what you will require to succeed. Once you have a good laptop or a desktop computer or a tablet or even a smart device, you can key in to the learning opportunities that are there. And of course, internet connection, as has been said, very, very important. Access to audio and video conferencing software or tools. In short, if you are able to join this session and participate actively, as we are at the moment, then I'll tell you that you're a good way ready to key in into the offerings provided. But also, as was mentioned earlier, you need to be focused. We need to be proactive, self-disciplined, and well-organized. Without these things, it becomes very, very difficult to go through and succeed adequately. So that is what you need to be ready to key in and study in ACETEL. So lastly, I would just like to introduce the learning environment that will be the primary means where you as students contact the university, contact your facilitators, contact even the ACETEL team, the virtual learning environment, so that we'll get used to it. All our students, you will be receiving more information in the mail as how to get into this learning environment and how to work with your program successfully. But permit me to just show a short tour of the learning environment.
Hello, this is a walkthrough video on how to log into your learning platform. The URL to access the platform is elearn.nouedu2.net. Once you're in, you will be required to put in your username and your password. Your username will be your matriculation number, which will be provided to you later on. The password will also be made available to you. Once you're set, you click on login to access the learning platform. Once you log into the platform for the first time, you will be required to change your password from the default password that was made available to you to a password of your choice. So to do that, you put in the current password, that's a password that's been made available to you, and then the new password will be the password you wish to use to access your learning platform going forward. Once you're done with that, you click on Save Changes. You will receive a success message telling you that your password has been changed. To access your dashboard now, you need to click on Continue. And here you are, welcome to your dashboard. So on this edge here, you have the dashboard where you are already. You have the site home, you have the calendar, you have the private files, and then you have your courses. So once you're on your dashboard and you click on your courses, you will see all the courses that you have registered for displaying right here. So to access them, all you need to do is to either click from here or select from over here where you have the course overview. So now let's access one of the courses and see how it looks like. So I'll be picking here MIS 802. Here is your course page and a couple of other options on the left. So once you scroll down, you see the announcement, you see the Meet Your Facilitator, where you get to know who will be taking you this very course. And then you have the Icebreaker Forum, where you get to introduce yourself and also meet other students that are offering this course alongside you. And then you have the chat, where you will be able to chat with your colleagues and with your facilitator. To access all of these resources, all you have to do is to go over whichever one you wish to access, and then you click on it to be able to participate in whatever that particular resource is requesting or asking you to do. And then we have the introductory video. You can choose to go in to watch, or you can also watch right on this page by clicking on play video. So once you click on that, to load up and it will play. Then you have a section called the online facilitation, where you will have the synchronous facilitation with the facilitator of your course. So to do that, all you just have to do is to click on this Zoom over here, and you'll be redirected to your Zoom application, which will enable you to join the live session that is being held at a specific time that will be communicated to you by the facilitator. And then you have two resources here under the course material. This first one is a SCORM package, and this is a PDF format of the course material. So you can open this in a new tab and download the PDF to read later. And you can also open the SCORM package to view your course material online. So let's check out how the SCORM packaged course material looks like. So coming over to this tab, you see a couple of information here, and all you have to do once you're done reading, click enter. You click play. You can click on this arrow here to make it bigger. Click on start, and the material will load up for you. At the top right corner here of this course material, you have this menu here that will take you to the course guide, take you to module 1 down to module 5, take you back to the course home page, and also the end of the course. To access the content for any of these links, all you have to do is to click on them, and you'll be presented with the content, also with further links to take you deeper into the content of the module or whatever option you have selected. Now let's go back to your course page. There you have the assignments when you're giving an assignment in the class or on the online class that you have attended, you can come over here to submit by clicking on the assignment option over here. You have the mini project and then you have your portfolio. So you'll be notified by your facilitator when you need to make use of these activities that are on your course page. Then we have the discussion forum here. Now let's check one of the discussion forums to see how it looks like. And here you find out that this forum is a question and answer forum. In order for you to see responses from other students, you have to answer the question that has been posted into the forum. So to do that, you click on forum 1, and that will show you the question. And right under the question, you will have a reply button that will enable you to reply this question. And lastly, on your course page, you have your feedback questionnaire where you can give a feedback to the facilitator on the course that you have just taken. Depending on the course that you're taking, there may be slight differences with the course page, but the technique to access any of the resource or the activities posted on this course page is the same. Thank you so much for watching.
And thank you so much for listening. So that is the beautiful learning environment that all our students will be working with, together with our facilitators and the technical crew over here in the now ACETEL headquarters. I'll also mention that for all our students, this particular orientation meeting will be available online as a course resource for you to visit these resources anytime to get abreast with what we have gone through so far. And also to assure our students that you will have top-notch, first-class technical support to make sure that you go through your learning hitch-free technically. So with that, I'd like to say welcome to ACETEL and hope you have a wonderful learning experiences here. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Dr. Adewale Adeshina, taking us through that students' virtual learning environment. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to recognize the presence of the Center Director, Africa Center of Excellence on Migration and General Studies, Professor Tijani Ibukule, who is here with us live. You're welcome, sir. In continuation of our orientation exercise, it is very key to bring to the notice of our students that while studying, you are required at the end of your studies to submit a project, and of course a supervisor will be assigned to you. There will be also time for you to have hands-on practical experience. But I know you will be asking, how do I do that? Most so that I'm studying from a distance. Now for this, and also knowing the students' results verification and other sundry issues, let me invite Dr. Johnson Opatae, the Monitoring and Evaluation Officer of the African Center of Excellence on Technology Enhanced Learning. Sir, you're welcome.
I say good morning again to all, and I'm also standing on the already protocol that I've been assisting before now. This particular talk quiz on student result verification, project supervision, and internship. As the director during his presentation, she told us that ACETEL project is one of the ACE Impact projects that was launched in February 2019 at Djibouti, and therefore the project is under the watching eyes of NUC, who is the national moderator of the project, and also African Center an African Association of African Universities, and that is AAU, who is our regional facilitation unit, RFU, and most importantly, our funder, that is the World Bank. But this particular project, because of its uniqueness and the guideline that has been given unto us by the World Bank, is the funding is based on results that each of the centers is giving out. And there are what we call disbursement link indicators that each center must follow before they can earn their money. And one of the DLI is our student admission. And we are admitting students into all our 6 programs, 3 at master's level and 2 at PhD levels. They have 3 at the PhD level. So the focus of our DLI is DLI 3.1 to 3.4. So DLI 3.1 is the admission of the new PhD students, while DLI 3.2 is on master's degree admission. The first degree is on DLI 3.3, and DLI 3.4 is the professional short courses. So immediately you are admitted and you furnish us with your details as our student. We are going to send your details to AAU, that is our regional facilitation unit, for data verification. And they are not really the one to verify your data. They will send your details to an international body called Technopolis, that is our external evaluator. And what are the modes for your verification? There are 2 modes, and you expect them to contact you using these 2 modes. Number 1, using telephone calls. So it means that from our external evaluator, our students are expected to expect calls at any time from them. Then they will also send you what we call online survey, which must be responded to within 3 weeks. So these are the 2 modes. So it means that your telephone lines must always be on and active, and your email address that you give to us must also be active. What is the implication of this on you as our student? Number 1, you need to give us your full names, starting from your first name and your other names. Then you need to have active telephone numbers, at least 2. At least if one is not working at the time they wanted to, or they want to contact you, the other will be working. Then you need to have active email address. The email address submitted to us is not the one you will change tomorrow. So you must stick to that email address because it has gone beyond you to us, to ACETEL, and ACETEL has sent it also to Ghana and also to our external evaluator. Then you need to be abreast of your center. Your center is Center of Excellence in Technology Enhanced Learning. So ACETEL is your center. Anybody can call you and just ask you, what A center are you? You should be able to mention the name of your center. Then the host institution of your center is National Open University of Nigeria. So when you say, tell them you are from ACETEL and you are mentioning another university, maybe in the country or outside the country, then they will take you as a wrong student for ACETEL. Then you need to specify your gender, whether you are male or female, when you are filling your registration form. Then your nationality. Are you a national student, a Nigerian, or you are a regional student from outside the Nigeria. If you are a Cameroonian, you need to tell us. If you are Sierra Leonean, you need to tell us. If you are Ghanaians, you need to tell us. Then be abreast of your academic program. What academic program are you onto? Don't just tell me I am a master's student. So that is not your academic program. Your academic program is MSc Artificial Intelligence or PhD Artificial Intelligence. So also you need to know the year of your enrollment. Our director did mention that you are postgraduate class of 2021. That has given you the solution to that. So you are 2021 set, and you must know that. Then the month of your enrollment, you must be able to know that. So as we are taking you through now, we are taking March as the month of your enrollment. Then expected year of your graduation. So if you are a master's student, you are expected to be with us for 3 semesters, then your expected year of graduation is going to be by the end of 2022, you should be able to graduate. Also for PhD students for 6 semesters, by the end of 2023, you should be able to graduate. That is the expected year. On project supervision, you know that research is the pivot of your academic activities. And as soon as you complete your registration, you'll be assigned to your supervisors. And I say supervisors, not just one. I will elaborate on this. You will have your main supervisor, you have your co-supervisor, and for our PhD student, you also have the third, that is industrial-based supervisor. So the 3 of them will be collaborating to look at your work, and you must contact each of them. Then your project activity, after your registration, as you are assigned to your supervisors, commence immediately. There's no any time to waste. What are the criteria that you need to note of as you are thinking about your project? Your project must solve a specific problem in your chosen field. It must be impactful. And you should be able to achieve this project within the duration of your study. Then your focus project on your field of study must be quality research. We want you to have quality research that will be published in reputable international journals. So as you are thinking of the title and the problem of your project, please ensure that you are carrying out a quality research that is internationally acceptable. And I want you to take note of this. When we are talking about project supervision, student research activities with supervisors as activities are central. So if the supervisor is doing his own job of the supervision, and you as student, you are not doing your own, then you will not be able to progress. Therefore, the 2 of you, the 2 components must work together to be able to achieve. What are we expecting from you as the center? Number 1, we want you to liaise promptly with your supervisors. Don't keep them waiting. Don't keep them calling. Don't keep them, thinking that you are a good student. They want your prompt responses to whatever corrections they are giving unto you. Also, you need to agree your title for your research work with your supervisor, and the problem you want to solve must be product-based, give product-based results. We want researches that gives us solutions, software solutions, tangible solutions that we can see. You need to also to set agenda for your supervision. Submit that agenda to your supervisor, and that will make us to monitor your progress. Develop the framework, theoretical and conceptual framework, because your project should not just be in the air. It must be based theoretically, and the variables of your project must be conceptualized very well, so that within the project, you will not have confusion. Take advantage of our tertiary and virtual resources in the center's library and laboratories when you are undertaking your project, So we have our virtual laboratories, and also our libraries are equipped both virtually, textually, and virtually. You visit them. Also, our research village will be open. So visit our research village also and make sure that you focus on the project. So the last aspect of this presentation is your internship. And when you are talking about internship, we are talking about opportunity for you to have hands-on experiences in your field of study. It is for your learning. It is for your practice. It is for your experience. It's for your exposure and for your education. And the acronym of the project by the World Bank is ACE Impact. So we want to see the impact you are going to make in the society and the problem you are really solving in the society. Therefore, it is compulsory for you to undertake, internship. All our ACE students, our center students, you are going to undertake internship, and you'll be fixed on industries where you are going to have the answer. Also, your internship will be verified. There's also internship verification. And what will they be looking for? When they are verifying your data, and number one, your full name, the full name of the intern, your surname. When you are filling the form for internship, we want you to give us your correct full name starting from your surname. Your center is African Center on Excellence on Technology Enhanced Learning. Then your gender should be specified. We are mentioning this gender. The World Bank is actually looking for that. I want to know you. You are not an hermaphrodite. You are a man or you are a woman, and you must specify it so. Then your intern phone numbers. You must specify your phone number because you are going to be called. And I need to emphasize here, you are going to be receiving international calls. And you know that some of us, we are scared of receiving international call. And anytime we receive it, we think that it's a 419 person. You are now an international student. Please ensure that you answer your calls. When you see an international number, don't just throw it away. Answer the call. Then your email is very, very important. Your academic year of internship. Which year are you undertaking the internship? Your academic program. When are you starting the internship? The start date, the finish date, the certificate you are given after the internship, the host organization, you mentioned the name, and the country of the host. For those of us that will not undertake our project, your internship in Nigeria, tell us the host of your organization. Then you need to also give photographs of that particular internship. In summary, ensure that you meet your timelines in filling in your correct data with us. Number two, relate actively and cordially with your project supervisors. They will drive your progress in the project. Also, maximize the benefits of internship exercises and actively participate in them. I wish you the best as you come along with us, and you will receive the best at the end. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for that explanation or an excursion into what it takes to know or for the students to know results verification, project supervision, and internship as presented by Dr. Johnson or Patae. I'm sure if we were to harvest the opinion of our students right now, their school fees must have expired, going by what we've given them. Permit me now, that's on a light note now. So to give you an overview of what this course is, cybersecurity, management information system, and artificial intelligence, may I invite the course coordinators of these programs to give you a brief on that. commencing with Dr. Gregory Nwudi. He's an associate professor and the director of ICT of the National Open University of Nigeria. He's the program coordinator of artificial intelligence.
Hello, welcome to ACETEL. My name is Dr. Greg Nwudi, and I'm an associate professor of computer science here at National Open University. I'm also the program coordinator for artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence program, we have the master's program and we have the PhD program. Like you know, artificial intelligence essentially here we are interested in producing graduates that are grounded in natural language processing, well grounded in robotics and other aspects of artificial intelligence. The program is a program that is in affiliation with the World Bank, and at the end of the program here, you are going to be the best and well sought after graduates all over the world. Also here in now, we have, in ACETEL rather, we have a well-established laboratory, AI laboratory. The students will have access to this lab through a dedicated server. We have software like Python, we have Weka, and other workflow. We have other powerful software that you use in the lab to be able to actualize expertise in artificial intelligence. Our MSc students, before they graduate, the program runs from 3 to 6 semester max. Before you graduate, you're expected to produce at least 2 seminars. And at the end of the day, you defend your thesis, and then you are good to go. For the PhD program, it runs between 6 semesters to 12 semesters max, and you're expected also to publish in a very reputable, high-class journal before you graduate. I can assure you that you've not made a mistake in choosing ACETEL for a place to study your master's or your PhD in artificial intelligence. At the end of the day, you'll be competing with the world best, and then you'll be sought after globally. Once again, you're welcome. You're going to enjoy your stay in ACETEL.
Thank you very much, Associate Gregory Nwudi. Next is the program coordinator, cybersecurity. She is a former head of department, computer science, now the deputy director, African Center of Excellence on Technology Enhanced Learning. May I invite Dr. Vivian Nwocha to give us a brief of what it is all about.
Welcome to the African Center of Excellence on Technology Enhanced Learning, ACETEL, at the National Open University of Nigeria. I am Dr. Vivian Nwocha, and the program coordinator for cybersecurity at ACETEL. The MSc and the PhD program in cybersecurity offered at ACETEL is specially designed to equip you with the knowledge and skills in order to secure the digital information from accidental loss. We have experts both in the industry and academia to make your learning conducive. I can assure you that at the end of your program, you will have become an expert in cybersecurity, able to secure digital information. I invite you to explore the cyber world at ACETEL, and welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Vivian Nwocha, a program coordinator for Management Information System, Dr. Juliana Ndunagu.
I am Dr. Juliana Ndunagu, a senior lecturer in the Department of Computer Science and the program coordinator for Management Information System in ACETEL, a World Bank Assistant program. Management the relationship amongst them. It is a people-oriented field with emphasis on service delivery technology. In ACETEL, Management Information System Program, we have experts that will help you in hands-on practicals. We have a lot of facilities for the program. And the graduates of cake, because a lot must have been acquired after graduation. Okay, with all this, I welcome you all to ACETEL, and I wish you good luck in your program.
Thank you very much. To join the admin team to furnish us with the role of ACETEL administrative units in the course of your education pursuit here with us.
My name is Udochukwu Chidiwanko. I'm a Deputy Registrar and Administrative Team Lead of Africa Center of Excellence on Technology Enhanced Learning. Our role in the ACETEL project is typical role of the administrative unit of every organization or university, which is to have a functional administrative unit that is usually the heartbeat of any school, ACETEL inclusive. We are here to guarantee a prompt response to students and the general public, particularly for sundry inquiries made by students regarding ACETEL programs. Part of our role as the administrative unit of this very unique center, sponsored by the World Bank in collaboration with the Association of African Universities and the National Universities Commission in Nigeria, is to maintain an up-to-date student record in a digitized format. It's not a situation whereby you have only hard copies of details of students and records. We also plan to digitize this student record on our students. We also intend to be very prompt when we receive information from student inquiries or sundry queries regarding facilitation, regarding the learning environment. The administrative unit of ACETEL collaborates with the communication officer, the University Visitors Information and Call Center, in a bid to answer lots of questions posed by our teaming students and prospective candidates. The registry also has a major role of initiating verification processes for students who have been admitted in ACETEL. After admission, lots of students will submit so many qualifications and so on and so forth. It's the duty of the registry to ensure that these qualifications submitted by students on admission are properly verified. We also run a 24/7 help desk, which includes manning our website, email in collaboration with the ICT unit of ACETEL, our LinkedIn, our Twitter account, Facebook, and then WhatsApp. You must have gotten several mails from this week, doing collaboration with lots of staff who are working with us. As part of the administrative support, we also arrange accommodations for students who will be on and learning movements and so on and so forth. ACETEL, in collaboration with the University Protocol Unit, also arranges students' visas and so on and so forth, and accommodation and transport within Abuja and other study centers where students may choose to visit. We also liaise with ACETEL desk officers at the study centers. That means that any inquiries, any problems you have, that once we get them to those desk officers at the study centers, we will liaise with them and give you answers promptly. Overall, we are the unit that collaborates with all other subunits in ACETEL and then join up with the center director in the day-to-day running of this center. Thank you so much, and I wish you a wonderful learning experience in ACETEL. God bless.
Thank you very much, Deputy Udochukwu Chidiwanko. I'm sure the portrait is becoming clearer by the second as we proceed on this orientation exercise, which is actually a week long, commencing today. Well, a lot has been said and a lot you've acquired so far. But let me add here that while studying with us, there will be every need for you to understand how the academic calendar runs, how examinations will be conducted, and how you will be assessed, especially that you're studying from a distance. Now, to furnish you with this and more, let me invite Professor Christine Ofulwe to take us on that.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon to those that are with us virtually. My task today is to take us through the academic calendar and also say a bit about the assessment and examinations component of your programs. We can go to the calendar. It's the next slide. Okay, I don't know if this is clear enough. Maybe you can make it bigger. So we are in March, and we're having the orientation right now. You would realize that before now you had applied, and your applications were processed, and you were issued admission letters, and you went through the course and examination registration. So after the orientation, you're going to matriculate, which is the usual process, to become bona fide students of the university and the center. Facilitation commences on the 22nd of March, and this will be online, as you have been earlier told. And your assignments, you're going to have basically a number of assignments, but basically put in two: continuous assessment and also a summative, which is the final exam. And the continuous assessment is made up of three assignments. As listed in the calendar, the first, the second, the third are spread through the duration of when you are receiving facilitation of your courses. First assignment will be due 22nd of March, the second assignment 6th of April, and the third the 20th of April. And these are submitted electronically. So then we go on the facilitation, and the assignments ends the 30th of April. That would be like the deadline for any assignments to be submitted. In May, you'll be expected to present a seminar, and I believe this is also virtual. And that will run from the 3rd to the 14th of May, 2021. Your examinations will be for 2 weeks. Will run for 2 weeks, 17th to the 31st of May, 2021. And these also, I believe, will be online. And the grading exercise will be in the month of June, and the release of the results. Now you realize that all of this is automated, and so that's I want to emphasize and underscore what the colleague that spoke earlier said about having your information accurate in terms of ID numbers, phone numbers, email addresses. Those are very important in the process. In July, the next semester will commence with course registration and exam registration, and that will run for 4 weeks in the month of July, and facilitation commences right after that. And again, 3 assignments, August, running through the month of August to 3rd of September. This ends in September, first week in September. You will also have a seminar, which means you'll have 2 seminars for the session, and some time for internship between September, 1st September and 2nd week in October. Then this is followed by examinations in October, and then the grading exercise where your results will be released in the month of November. I would just like to say a little bit about the assessment. Having gone through the calendar, the modes of assessment, that there are different modes that have been put up. You've seen there the final exams. You've also seen there internship. That's another mode of assessment. Your assignments, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd is another mode of assessment. You're going to have practicals, laboratory practicals. That's another mode. The seminars in form of mini projects, which you will present, is another mode. And then we have what you call portfolios. And these, again, will form, a part of your assessment. Basically, portfolios, you are expected to document what you are learning in each module of study and how you intend to apply or use that knowledge. And portfolios are actually a reflective activity. So it's for you to be able to reflect on the learning. So we are moving away from, we're moving into, this is deep learning, what is called deep learning. So it's beyond just acquiring knowledge and giving it back to your facilitators or your lecturer, but it's knowledge that you acquire and you are able to apply, so that at the end of the day, you would have demonstrable skills and competencies that the programs were intended to help you to acquire. So I think this in a nutshell is what the calendar for the first year is, and the various forms of assessment and the examinations that will come along with to test your knowledge, skills, and competencies. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Christian Ofuluwe, for taking us through the academic calendar, examination, and assessment. Before we continue, permit me to very expressly recognize some very few people joining us online. This is also to recognize again the Vice Chancellor, National Open University of Nigeria, joining us online, Professor Olufemi Peters. Professor Naboth Tanglang is the academic coordinator of ACETEL, is also online. Professor Chidu Mafiana is the Director, Research, Advancement and Administration of the university. Professor Samaila Mande is the Dean, School of Postgraduate Studies. Professor Joseph Omada, Professor A.S. Sudeya, Professor Bukola Ona Shoga, Professor Isaac Boswat, Dr. Dimitri Nukakis is a World Bank consultant and an expert, is also online. Dr. Sylvia Nkandawere is from the AAU, is also online. Professor Osondu Ogwike is also joining us online. Thank you all for joining us online, and thank you all for all your patience. And at this moment, I guess what we are feeding our students with for today should be enough. We're just being careful so that not to overfeed you with what will short-circuit your brain. Permit us now to take you to another round of questions, observations, and answers will be supplied. You've been fed at least with a graphic picture or something to give you a better understanding of what ACETEL and the ODL system of learning, and by implication, the National Open University of Nigeria, is all about. So we're opening this room now for you to ask maybe any reservation, observation, questions, and what have you. Now, to do just that, may I, at this very moment, invite the program coordinator, short courses, and research team lead 2, once again, Dr. Adewale Adeshina, to take charge of this session.
Thank you very much, able moderator. We have come to the point where we need to talk and to interact. I'm just here in my little office. And I know that since we started, several information have been presented by different speakers. So now we want to interact. There are 2 ways you can do that. One, you can send a chat message. And then another way you can indicate you want to speak, you can raise your hand, and then you'll be unmuted and given the opportunity to speak. And we will invite our program leaders, the admin representative, as well as the director, to respond to the questions that you have. So feel free to discuss and bring out areas you need further clarifications on, and we'll do our best to provide you the necessary information. Okay, so, all right, so we begin. I've seen Loiski raise the hand, so I'll just ask you to unmute yourself. So if you're truly raising your hand, just respond to my prompt and unmute yourself. And then I've also seen Adebowale Akinfaderi. I'll ask you to unmute yourself if Loski is not ready. So hello, if you're ready, can you just go ahead? Yes.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I want to clarify, you in doing your presentation, you made mention that we're going to get the email and login details for the learning portal. We would like to know how soon we'll get that, because we're told that the course is starting effectively from today, so we can always prepare ourselves. Then I also noticed there was a mistake with my name on the portal, the payment portal. I want to believe that will be changed before we get to the learning portal, so I don't have to carry that error along as well. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you
and
very much.
And the portal looks nice as well. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks for the commendation. We didn't get to see you, though.
Yeah, okay. I can put on my video if you want.
Yeah, I'd like to see your face.
Okay, this is me. I'm at the office as well.
Okay, that's nice. Of course, you learn anywhere at your pace anytime. So, yeah, nice to see you. Yeah. I can answer the question you just asked regarding receiving your details to commence logging into your online portal and begin study. Yeah, right now, as all our students are aware, you have received emails and directions to register. And currently, a lot of people have registered and have started paying their fees. So at the end of this week, hopefully all those that have fully completed their registration and payment will receive the details to log in and commence studies. And I think the calendar says facilitation begins later in this month. So starting from possibly next week, you will have access to the materials, and then the upper week or thereabout, your facilitators will begin to contact you. So just stay abreast with the admin group. More information will be sent to your emails on a very regular basis, especially in the next few weeks. And as regards your a mistake in maybe your name and all that has to be corrected. I'm sure from the presentations made, there is no room for ambiguity anywhere. So I'll just request you to send an email with the details requesting what corrections need to be made, either in the name or whatever, and then we will take care of that. Okay, so thank you very much for that. Okay, so I saw also, oh, this is a private chat though. It says, my name was wrongly spelled on my admission letter. Who do I meet to address this issue? And is it possible to drop a course that have registered and paid for. Okay, I'll answer the first question. I think that's from, who's that from? That's Bayonle Fadawo. So he sent a private message from, to me. Like I said to the earlier person asking the question, yeah, if you had your name wrongly spelled in the admission letter, for instance, please send an email to the ACETEL admin. They will cross-check and make sure it's consistent with what we have in your documents as well as what you submitted when you made the application online. And of course, we're in the process of verification to make sure things go well, but please notify us on time. And as for the possibility of to drop a course that you have already registered and paid for, I'd like to possibly ask one of our program leaders to answer how feasible is it? What's the procedure for, if any, dropping a course that you have already paid for? And is there a window for that? So a quick one from any of our admin. Sorry, our program coordinators. Are we?
Hello. Hello, regarding the dropping of courses.
Yeah, hello, I can hear.
Regarding the question asked in respect of the dropping of courses, as far as we know, we've not seen you register for the courses. So I think there's a mix-up somewhere. I think we can also interact with you on the day that is we have for the different programs so that we can actually see, because you can actually drop courses, but for now, I don't think you've actually done the registration, or have you done?
Okay, just
yeah,
to add to what she has said. Hello? Okay.
Yeah,
just
go on,
to add
Director.
to what she has said. Some students have actually registered. And this is a flexible ODL institution. So if there is a course you have registered and you feel you want to deregister it, then it will be allowed. However, we want you to pay attention to the core courses that are required for you to take. The courses up there are the first semester courses, and you have core courses which are mandatory and elective courses for which you can choose from. So we would, as much as possible, want you to respect the core courses and choose the electives. But if you have a course for which you want to drop, then the system will allow you to do that, and you can drop it and take it at your pace. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. I think that clarifies the issue. The system is flexible, and I know lots of people have registered and paid as well, and all payments have been verified and portals provisioned appropriately. So if you need to drop a course, please communicate again with the same channel that you have, and it will be done. But like the director mentioned, please pay attention. The courses are well defined. You have very few room to maneuver. Actually, there are the core courses and the cognate courses and few electives. So please just follow the program structure and you'll be fine. And we want generally our students to be able to graduate on time and without any problem. So that's why the structure is there and it's very clear. But please, the email, the phone contacts are your good friends in getting your request coming in. So I have Dere Mustafa. I'll just ask you to unmute and you can briefly make your comment if you have any.
Okay. Good afternoon. Thank you for the very wonderful presentation. I must say I'm quite overwhelmed. I had my doubts in the beginning, but I'm very confident I'm happy, and I'm happy that I joined the program. I have two questions. The first question is regards seminars and examinations. I would like to know for you if they would be online or face-to-face. Like I need clarification regarding that. And then secondly, in terms of like I put in for AI, so I want to know if the institution will be providing GPUs for acceleration of any of the deep learning models that one gets to work on. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dere Mustafa, for that. Yeah, regarding seminars and examinations, I'll ask the floor to comment on it in a bit. But as you know, the program is being run predominantly virtually or using e-learning tools and technologies with components, of course, for face-to-face and on-site interactions. But exams, most of the exams will be held virtually. So there'll be proctored exams, right? You can sit for your exams wherever you are. And as you know, as an AI prospective student or AI student, there are AI tools that can help us to monitor the environment where you are. Okay, as in if there is somebody around you, or you have some tools, or you are looking away from the screen and things like that. So there are AI proctoring tools that help, that we intend to use, and we have used within the university actually, to conduct virtual exams. So that will be deployed to the best of my knowledge in the exam processes that will be conducted. Of course, exam is just one component of the whole scenario. As has been said, there are several formative assessment down the line before you get down to even the exams. So I'd like our AI coordinator to respond regarding availability of GPUs and other lab facilities if the students will indeed have access or be privileged to use such resources.
Thank you for your question. I'd like to respond like this. Yes, a dedicated server will be provided that will enable you have access to deep learning studio from wherever you are. Besides that, like the coordinator said in his presentation, we'll have a research village here in the headquarters and hopefully at study centers that are close to where you are, that you go to the lab and have to decide you may need to deploy your practicals in AI, whether it's Python or Anaconda or Wata, whichever one you have access. But primarily, anywhere you are, there's a dedicated server that will allow you have access to the resources. And thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for that response. So all effort is being put in place to make sure that our students have these resources as much as possible. Okay, okay, there's a question here. What email should we send inquiries to? If you're a student with us, that's from Prince Heller Liu. Sorry if I missed the pronunciation of your name. We'll type the email, but you will have been receiving several emails from the ACETEL team already. So the same email that is used, or that was used, is what you can also use to contact us back. Okay, so can I go on to Hamid? Okay, Hamid raised up his hand. I know my time is running, so I'll just ask you to be brief. And after that, Monino Jimo will speak as well. So can you go on, Hamid?
Okay. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation. It was a wonderful one, and I think it's based on what we see. We are really being hopeful that this program is going to be a successful one. My first question goes to that when I got to see the application online, I noticed that there's a scholarship aspect of it, which I actually applied, but I are yet to get any details or information as regard to the scholarship. I was even surprised when we are told to, make the payment. I was expecting the scholarship list to come out so that we know who are beneficiary. So that's one. Then the second question is based on the internship. The internship, is it going to be a virtual internship, just like the program, or we have to, be on search for a company or an institution or industry that we are going to, roll out the internship with? And then my third question goes to my courses. I'm actually applying. I applied for MSc in cybersecurity, and then I noticed, based on the course outline, we are told that we have 30 unit course for the core courses, and we are to do 6 unit course for the elective. But I noticed that there's another option of ODL, which is required. So the required, is it going to be part of our elective courses? So what I'm saying in essence is that since the ODL is 2 unit course, am I to do additional 4 elective courses to make it 6 aside from the core courses? Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Hamid. I see that you are following very well. I wish it's in my power. I'll have just pronounced you scholarship student immediately. So I like to throw this down to our ACETEL team in the meeting room. 3 questions. One is a scholarship. When will the list be published so that people will know? The second is on the internship. Is it virtual internship, or do they have to source for places for internship? And then the last one is the course list, especially specified for cybersecurity. Our program leader will answer that because he specifically mentioned the required course for one of them. So let me throw the floor open for us to access. So please go on, ACETEL team.
Okay. Thank you. As regards your question, Hamid, on scholarship, the scholarship, yes, we have received applications from students, and we are actually processing these applications. And very soon you'll be getting responses as to those that have been able to secure the scholarship. So very soon you will get you will hear from us on that. As regards to internship is not virtual. You will have to go to an industry-based partner to be able to conduct your internship. The criteria have been listed, and what is expected of you have also been presented to you. The guidelines for where to go will be provided by the center. So close to the time when you are supposed to go for the internship, we will provide guidelines as to where you should go and the conduct of the exercise. So those details will be communicated to you. I will hand over to the Professor and Dr. Mocha to give us to respond to the issue on cybersecurity raised.
Okay, so thank you very much, Hamid. You're a wonderful student for the question you've just asked. Concerning the compulsory course, you asked if the GST, because I observed that it's the GST course you're referring to, the ODL. Yes. So it's already included in the core courses that you're expected to take. And so it's not optional, because I think you were asking whether it's not optional. It's a required course. And so if you've registered for it, you've done the right thing. So the electives are specifically software engineering, security architecture and design, machine learning, and introduction to algorithms. These are the elective courses for the first semester. So what you've just registered for, that's the GST 807, is compulsory and is required. So it's not optional. I don't know whether that has answered your question. Hello? And then the 30 credit units that is required for you comprises of both the core course and the elective. However, the 6 extra that you, because you said 36, is for your project at the end of the day, your thesis. So I don't know whether I've made clarification. Thank you.
Can I
Yes, you want to say something?
Yes, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, Hamid,
yes,
we can hear you.
yes.
Okay, thank you very much for that wonderful response. But my question is, as for the elective courses, it's based on the we are told that you are going to do 6 units. That's requirement before you can actually graduate. So
that is, for example, in your first semester, you can decide to, because there are 4 electives. So in your first semester, you're not expected to do all the electives. You can choose one, then you have an option of also choosing 2 in the first semester or in the second semester.
Okay.
So it's optional. Electives are not, you're not bound by it. However, before you graduate, you must have attained 6 units of the electives. That's what we mean.
All right. Thank you very much.
Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, Hamid, and thanks for the answers as well. As we go on, a lot of all these issues, I can assure you, will be clarified. I have a comment from Norbert. Good afternoon, sir. I'm quite confused. The lady that presented the course calendar session gave us a breakdown of 2 semesters without mentioning anything about graduation, while another presenter said the MSc program is 3 semesters. So can you just clarify that? Okay, it's actually 3 semesters. The 3rd semester is dedicated entirely for your project at MSc level. So you have lots of coursework in the 1st and 2nd semester, and then the 3rd one, it's project. But we can get further clarification as necessary. George said, good afternoon, sir. I made a transaction twice to my e-wallet. I have paid all necessary things required. I could make withdrawal of my money left, or I guess he is asking, can I withdraw the excess money left? I'll just advise Mr. George that please send us a private mail and let's see how we can treat your specific request. I'm glad that you have made your payment successfully, albeit you did it twice. Okay. Is it possible to defer a semester? I mentioned earlier on that the objective of the ACETEL project is to have students come in and go in a timely fashion. However, it's flexible. But the primary requirement or the primary desire is not to have students being retained long periods during the program. So however, further comments can come up from the team. I'm aware I'm overstepping the time, so I'll just give Maimunat. I cannot stop without asking, at least hearing from a lady. So Maimunat, please, can you, I've asked you to unmute. Can you just quickly make your comment?
Good afternoon. Thank you for the presentation.
All right.
Oh.
Okay, don't worry if you're not ready.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the presentation. Though my question was also on that scholarship, which has been addressed, but I also have one more question about the payments. The courses that we were to pick and add to the cart before payment, though I made a mistake initially by selecting more than the courses that was required. So I later rectified that. But now I need to know, like, what is the full requirement, like the full payment required of me as a MSc MIS? What is the full payment requirement? Because from all the lists on ground, I'm a bit confused of my requirement. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Memunat, for that. So I'd just like to comment that the courses have been clearly listed for each program, and that the number of electives you take or you wish to take has also been stated. So there is no fixed amount per se. As you will notice in the registration portal, you have amounts stated for both course registration and exam registration. So if you are doing your electives, for instance, in the second semester, you may probably pay more in the second semester than in the first. So what I'm saying is there's no fixed, it's a little bit flexible based on the courses you want to take, especially as regards the electives and the cognate courses. So it's not cast in stone. You cannot say, okay, you are paying 115,000 and that's all. So it depends on what you pick for it. But however, we can interact more on this. The cyber coordinator on artificial management information, the coordinator, the program coordinator for management information system will be on to give us more clarification. Please, I'd like also to draw our attention to the fact that the orientation doesn't stop today. It continues tomorrow and even down, I think, till Friday or Thursday, actually. So, for instance, tomorrow you have the program coordinator on artificial intelligence. They will come up by 11 a.m. for an interaction with the students. So some of these things can be brought to fore. You are mentioning, that's day 2. Then day 3, the program coordinator on cyber security will also be online, 11 a.m. And day 4, Thursday, the program coordinator on MIS will be available 2 to 5 p.m. Okay, and then day 5, you have an interactive session by 10 a.m. with the administrative unit. So be rest assured that throughout this week, we'll try and rectify some of these problems, the time stated. And check your mails. All our students will get information on it. Further information, especially as regards the links that we use to connect. Please, I would like to, at this point, yield the floor to our moderator to please take over. And thanks for allowing me the small extra time. Okay.
Dr. Adewale Adishina, thank you very much for taking us through that questions and answer session. Like you rightly said, just for emphasis, tomorrow the interface continues with our students up till Friday. So some of these observations or questions and answers, or by the time you get back home this evening, while playing back the tape in your memory of what transpired here, and something crop up, you can bring it up either tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or as the case may be. Well, as we are gradually winding up for today, permit me to say at this moment that we shall be taking goodwill messages from the ACE Dex officer at the Federal Ministry of Education, Nigeria. We shall also be taking a goodwill message from Association of African University representative, Dr. Sylvia Nkanderwere, and we shall also be taking a goodwill message from a sister ACE here. But while they are getting set, or while they are getting set with what they want to present, let me at this moment invite Professor Tijani Ibukule, who is the Center Director, African Center of Excellence on Migration and General Studies, for his goodwill message. Sir.
Thank you. I would like to cast my vote for the established protocol and wish my sister, Professor Joktan, a pleasant congratulations, and indeed all the team at ACETEL. Let me also congratulate the Pioneer Class 2021, right? But let me sound a word of warning to all of you. ODL is not a leisure land. It is not a pleasure land. Indeed, ODL system is much more demanding. So don't think, oh, I can do it at any time. You will be put through a rigorous pathway to earning that degree. I cannot say more, but to quote the person I love to quote in this kind of orientation, his name is Mr. Wong, W-O-N-G. Mr. Wong is a master classroom teacher in the state of California. And his book, very tiny book, is always used. It gave 3 admonitions, which is also crucial to all of you being oriented for the program. Number 1, preparation. Number 2, preparation. And of course, you know the number 3. You can never over-prepare. You must always be on top of it. Let me end by saying this, that just last week, the director of ACETEL, Professor Joktan, was at a virtual meeting for more than 1 hour. I think we spent 2 hours. And I'm saying it because you have a leader, a caring mother, scholar, that has gone out. And I believe the team saw the video of the meeting. I was part of it. So studying is also beyond the facilitation. You will have the opportunity at the end of the day to intern at State of Maryland Cybersecurity Academy through the proposed program agreement with Morgan State University. And I'm sure that Professor Ofulie will be so delighted. 2017, she represented the vice chancellor, and I took 21 of them to Morgan. And she struggled, she worked hard to get an MOU. But we are also delighted to know that at least there is an MOU between TEDFund and Morgan, for which I am superintending as a global partnership Africa director. So you hear more about that when the news is within. So you will be having that opportunity as a student to do the virtual or present internship. You will have a shot to spend at least a year at Morgan. Morgan State University is an HBCU with 154 years history, okay? And that opportunity is also available. We are sealing the deal, and I commend the audacity of Professor Joktan to really, accept and push for it. And she will be giving you more information. At this note, and on this note rather, it is not just theories that you will be learning, but more importantly, hands-on. As Dr. Astake mentioned to you, you remember, ma, that once the deal is made, they will learn the hardware and the software, and they will be exposed to all those technological resources not available in Africa. So the program is not just a World Bank program. It is indeed a world-class program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Tijani Idukunli. In similar vein, may I invite the representative of the AAU, Dr. Sylvia Nkandaweri, for their goodwill messages.
Thank you very much, the Master of Ceremonies. On behalf of the Regional Facilitating Unit of ACE Impact Project, AAU, I would like to, first of all, thank the Vice Chancellor of Noun University, but also the university staff members, ACETEL Center Leader, for your generous invitation to AAU for this occasion. Secondly, I would like to congratulate all of you for many achievements for the past years as you've been training the skilled students in preparation to the labor force. In the recent months, COVID has really impacted our functionalities at universities and at all levels. And we've also seen the rapid increase in the rate of technological advancement, which has really accelerated a profound change in the workforce demand and economic realities. There is also significant increase in demand for certain skills, certainly in terms of technological skills, and this is also calling for programmatic approaches to teaching, learning in the continent. AAU is happy to note the progress that ACETEL is taking in responding to the changes at the moment, adapting to the new ways of doing things, adapting to technological needs, as we can see from the very important MSc and PhD programs that you're launching, that you've launched and that you're also getting the students to enroll at the moment. We congratulate all the center leaders for this important role in getting us the relevant programs that will train the skills that are needed at the moment. And today is indeed a landmark for ACETEL, and we hope that you are also designing strategies that would assist us to build resilience for other institutions that are leading weak in terms of technology advancements. We are taking the ACETEL as a model, and we hope the courses that you're developing will be useful for the entire continent, but also the lessons that you're implementing in digital learning and skills will be shared across the other ACEs. Let me also take the opportunity to inform you that AAU recognizes the importance of digital learning, and at the moment we are launching a call to design units for digital learning at various institutions, and we hope ACETEL will be one of the champions to respond to this call and also participate by bringing other partners that are weaker in those institutions on board as partners. So we hope we'll receive the applications from ACETEL. To the students who are here, welcome you to the ACE Impact, and we hope to be our champions as you lead the digital aspects and upping the intellectual game in terms of servicing the world at large. I wish ACETEL, the Noun University, and all the stakeholders a productive and prosperous future, and long live Noun. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sylvia, for that goodwill message. In similar vein, may I invite from the Nigeria's Federal Ministry of Education, precisely the Director ICT, who incidentally is also the ACE DEX Officer. That's the African Center of Excellence DEX Officer at the Federal Ministry of Education, for his own goodwill message. Sir.
Good afternoon. Invite me to start. I bring to you glad tidings from the Federal Ministry of Education. The African Center of Excellence Desk Office in the Ministry no doubt the African Center for Excellence on Technology by this effort is championing the deployment of digital tools and solutions for the advancement of education in the country and the continent at large, its primary mandate. Globally, the presence of COVID-19 pandemic has altered the way human lives, work, and learn. The thought of conducting this orientation exercise virtually was a fallout of COVID-19, which has now bequeathed to the world a new normal. It is in this regard that there is the growing need of minds in the areas of artificial intelligence, management information system, and the need to secure this cyber information from unauthorized persons. Today marks the beginning of your sojourn into becoming a more skilled professional of ICT. May I at this juncture implore you to take good advantage of the virtual facilities and resources available to ACETEL in becoming the most sought after expert in your chosen fields. Being the first set of those to go through this center bakery, I assure you, you'll be exposed to not only new facilities, but current and the best the world of ICT has in stock. Let me also congratulate you, the National Open University, Association of African Universities, the Nigerian University Commission, and the World Bank for seamlessly combining energy and resources in seeing to the realization of an ICT-driven center in ACETEL. No doubt, the vision of this center of developing digital experts has been ignited with today's orientation ceremony. Wishing you a successful academic journey. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much, sir. We're glad you're there, and we're glad you gave us that from the Federal Ministry of Education. As we wind to the end of the program for today, permit me to invite for a vote of thanks the Dean, School of Postgraduate Studies of the National Open University of Nigeria, who on behalf of the university and ACETEL would present a vote of thanks. Professor Smaila Mande, to you, sir.
Thank you very much, the moderator. I want to say that today is a great day in the university, particularly to ACETEL. This is a journey that started in 2018. Today, we're having a kind of a delivery of what will now be mentioned as induction, indoctrination, baptizing our first set of students in the ACETEL program. The student of ACETEL, I want to tell you that you are indeed an envious brand, an envious breed. The program you are now going to commence is a global recognized program. This is a program that is having a World Bank support dimension. I want you to get it very clear. No university in Nigeria where they run computer program will be running the kind of program you'll be having in ACETEL. And that is the more reason why you are indeed spectacular students. So we are proud to have you. And at this juncture, let me first of all commend our own Vice Chancellor today, Professor Femi Peters, who provided the enabling environment for this inauguration to commence. And of course, the support of other principal officers for this program, the representation of the World Bank officials for this exercise, as well as the representative of the Federal Ministry of Education, then the NUC desk officer on his. Other is centers that are presently for this event. I must say that the support of the ACETEL staff is highly legendary. And at this level, I want to say that what has happened now is that other programs will now see the possibility of them also having that kind of global recognition. Your program is highly multidisciplinary, and that's the more reason why, like most people said, you are out to come up with a solution to some of the myriad of problems we have in our own nation. And so our program, and so other programs that are envious will now have to try as much as they can to say this. So we want to thank you immensely, particularly our students that have found it worthy to be part of this exercise, to be part of this epoch-making event. And all those that have made themselves available, the program heads, I can see the various program leaders or program captains for each of those programs, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, management information system. Today is the word of ICT. No running away. And it is, we are going to be toddling behind you people because everything today is highly digitized. And now that you've done your own, I saw the presentation of the submission by the director of Center for Migration Studies, which is also one of the centers that we have a special attraction for in the university. And I'm aware they are also working towards commencing their own PGD MSc in Migration Studies, which will also have a global recognition. So I want to commend you immensely for all this. And to the director of the center, Professor Grace Joktan, this is an excellent outing. May God bless you immensely and your able team for this event. And to the moderator, thank you. You are always great at your job. May God bless you immensely. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Dean of Deans, Professor Smaila Mande. Just on a lighter note, I was thinking that will escape your memory, giving honor to whom is due. But thank you for that. Well, we've come to the end of proceedings here today for day one, which is the opening ceremony for this interaction and this interface. Tomorrow, Tuesday, 2nd March 2021, the chat room will be open from 11 in the morning till 1 p.m. And that will be having the program coordinator for artificial intelligence, Associate Professor Gregory Nwodi. Day 3, Wednesday, 3rd of March 2021, there will be an interactive session with the program coordinator for cybersecurity, Dr. Vivian Nwocha, between the hours of 11 in the morning till 1 p.m. Day 4, Thursday, 4th of March 2021, the chat room will be open by 2 in the afternoon till 5 in the evening. And then we shall be having interactive session with the program coordinator, management information system, Dr. Juliana Ndunagu. Day 5, and that will be Friday, we'll hope to close that day. But if you don't want to, we can provide for you too. You can come on Saturday and Sunday if you wish. That is out of place anyway. Day 5, 5th March 2021, there will be interactive session with the administrative unit of ACETEL, and the chat room will be open from 10 in the morning till 11 in the morning. I hope we'll keep to these timings. And of course, all that we need to ask, even including I think questions and observations that we ought to ask today that probably skipped our mind, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, until the last day, it's an opportunity for us to do just that. Finally, we've come to the end of proceedings. As we intend to close, may I request that we all rise for the National Open University of Nigeria's anthem, to be followed by the national anthem of Nigeria. Thank you very much. And that finally brings us to the end of proceedings here, marking the end of today's opening ceremony for the first ever virtual orientation exercise organized for ACETEL students here at the African Center of Excellence on Technology Enhanced Learning, the National Open University of Nigeria. Like we said, tomorrow will be another day again when the chat room will be open by 11 in the morning for interactive session with our program coordinators. Until then, this is wishing you from this end a wonderful and successful academic journey. And from here, from all of us here in ACETEL, we are inviting you to an e-entertainment. Well, if you are where you are, just get yourself a bottle of soft or snack while we eat on your behalf and drink on your behalf here. Thank you very much. My name is Ambrose Bernard Gowon. Bye-bye.